What is going on, guys? I am coming at you from Ohio State Reformatory. Check it out. Can't believe I'm here actually seeing this. This is amazing. But yeah, we're going to start about 7 o'clock and they're going to do like a tour. It takes about an hour to do a tour, and then they'll let us loose. We can investigate it, ghost hunt. Super excited.
Only bad thing is, oh no, you don't have to turn it on.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, the only bad thing is it's a public ghost hunt, not private.
Yeah. But it might not be too bad.
Hope not.
Yeah, hope not.
We're waiting for our Misfits to get here.
Yeah, we're with a
You're gonna enjoy this one.
Yeah, a pretty big group of people tonight. In some of the history here, they had, of course, inmates that killed themselves in the jail cells, and one guy, I believe his last name was Lockhart, he actually caught himself on fire and died inside the jail cell. It was crazy. And then they had a guy hung himself in there, and they say you can still see, like in the, I guess the pipe is bent where he actually hung himself. So we're definitely going to be in that area ghost hunting some. And what other crazy stuff happened? Something about the warden.
I really haven't looked up a whole
Yeah, there was something about the warden and his wife or something. I don't know, when we get the tour, they'll tell us about all that stuff. So stay tuned. Hey guys, just waiting to go in. It's about 7 o'clock p.m. And we got a pretty good crowd showing up here. They say they estimated about 108 people today, or tonight, for this tour. So it might make things a little harder to investigate with like noise contamination, but we'll see. They said that after the tour, they're going to basically let us just free roam. You go wherever you want to go. So that's cool, but at the same time, everybody's going to try to go for those hot spots. So that's going to, cause a lot of clutter. So we'll see what happens. But it's still awesome place.
We were for first-time non-violent offenders. Anybody that would have been like murder or rapist, that would have got you down state pen down in Columbus. But it was usually younger boys here, between ages, maybe 16 to 25 or so, somewhere in there. And that was up until about maybe like 1950, 1960. After that, we started becoming more of a maximum security prison. And we did close our doors December 31st, 1990. So about 100 years of being open. And you guys obviously know about the movie stuff after that and everything. But you had to do 3 things when you came here. You had to go to school, you had to go to church, and you had to learn a trade, which we taught all sorts of stuff here. This place was 98% self-sufficient. We had farms out back. The guys made their own clothes, their own shoes, their own furniture. We even taught locksmithing at one point. Locksmithing in a prison, great idea. We did have a barber shop here too, where the guys could learn barbering, get their barbering license. There were a couple incidents with straight razors once in a while. Actually, Joe, the guy who was up there talking, his father was a guard here. Brought him here to get his hair cut by the inmates. Because people from the outside, you can come in here, but you better tip well, or else they might shave something funny in the back. They remember. But yeah, so this place is pretty cool. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about the history of the ward and the family when we get back up front and stuff. But I will take you guys to solitary. Solitary was known as dead time. Dead time means that none of the time you spent solitary went towards your prison sentence. So if you spent 30 days in there, 30 days tacked on your sentence.
Man.
We looked up into the records. We're not sure if this is consecutive or not, but we had a guy that we found the records spent, was it 300 or 400 days in solitary?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, added a whole extra year in a sentence. And they could throw you in there for whatever. Maybe you looked at a guard funny, had your collar popped, maybe your shirt wasn't tucked in. More often than not, it was fighting. But you got to remember, this is back, they could touch you. Not like nowadays and stuff. They used to keep it a very cool 90-some degrees in here because why? Think about how you are on a hot summer day. It takes the fight out of you. You kind of get lethargic. And also because they threw you in there naked on the floor. And they didn't want you to get sick. sleeping on the floor until the state realized what they were doing and said, well, you guys can't do that. They put them in jumpsuit and booties and stuff. And, well, okay, you guys have to give them a bed. How we discipline kind of evolved over the years here. At one point, we even had a metal hot box down next to the boilers in the basement. They'd throw people in there for a while. We don't know for how long. Like, this was passed down from guard to guard to guard. I won't take you down there like during the tour, but one place I want you guys to take note of is there's a stairwell here that goes down. That goes into our sub-basement. Down there was the original hole, which is a literal hole in the ground that they would lower a ladder into and have you go down there. Once again, we don't know how long or how many at a time, but it was passed down from guard to guard to guard. That's what they do. But the reason that they stopped using it was because they built the cells above their heads, up here, and also because the water tables here, it filled up and they filled it with concrete. So that the hole no longer exists, but you can find the spot. And some people, we actually put like a meter on it one time. Oh, it was going off like what was it? We had an EMF, and then we had the REM pod. I don't usually have success with REM pods. That thing went off when we set it on top of where the hole was.
Wow.
Yeah.
After the tour, are we allowed to go down there?
Oh yeah. Once the tour's over, you guys have free reign of this place. I'm just trying to give you guys like the basic history and an overview so you guys kind of know where you're going. But that's kind of like the basic layout of the basic history. As I said, I'll take you guys around. There are going to be 2 floors of solitary. I'll take you guys around on the ground floor, one of our most active places down here. Volunteers, and they were taking everybody up to the tower. Of course, everybody wants to go up, so everybody went up, and so it got really, really quiet down here. And one of the volunteers said, "Hey, Lindsay, come in here." We came, we were standing there at that corner, and we just stood there and we're watching. In front of this cell, there were white orbs dancing around, and it kept getting light, and then dark, and then light, and then dark. And I'm like, "What the heck is going on?" And he goes, "I don't know." He goes, "It's been going on for a while." He goes, "They're putting on a show for us now that everybody's gone." And then all of a sudden, now you guys I'm sure know about shadow. Shadow people like here, they like to stick their heads out of cells. Well, I don't know if it was this cell or this cell, but all of a sudden we saw something stick out, only it wasn't made of shadow, it was made of light. It was like glowing. It was the head, the neck, and the shoulders went like this, glowing light. I've never seen it again. But it was down here, and even he's been here longer than I have, and he goes, "Lindsay," goes, "all my years been here," goes, "Never seen anything like that." So it wasn't a shadow guy, I call it like a light guy. I don't know, but that was right here in the spot. And for the longest time, there are these lights you can see, the bar lights up there. Yeah. The power to these was cut off. Like these are on a different power surge. Yeah. This light was it this one, or actually I think it was this one. It stayed on and it only turned off recently, like earlier this year. But that light has always been on. Like there'd always be light time. People are like, "Why don't you turn off that light?" The power's cut from it. But this light would always turn on.
Oh, wow.
For some weird reason. And it was the same bulb. We have not replaced these since this place closed 1990. And it only recently went out. We don't know what was powering it.
Almost 30 years.
In this one cell. It was so weird. And then we started pointing it out to people, and slowly it dimmed out. And I'm like, okay, maybe we were pointing it out too much to people. It's like, you're bringing attention to me, guys. So, as you guys can we'll see as we come around here, this is a U. Like this whole thing is one big circle, so you can't get lost. 2 floors of cell.
I figured. You're on your phone.
Ooh, bulkhead. Here's where they started. They thought they were going to tear this place down. They didn't start taking the metal out of it. They got these cells have no doors anymore.
It's the worst perspective.
Why do people think they get a different vibe on the second floor?
They must have been.
This is supposed to like the infirmary or something.
They took these out whenever they were going to tear down those buildings. They started tearing down the bricks.
Warehouse in downtown Mansfield, but like all the other
Holy
stuff was
shit.
filmed here. Yes, this is actually, we're in the Guinness Book of World Records. This is the largest freestanding steel steel cell block in the world. Meaning if we brought in a crane and picked this thing up and set it out in the parking lot, it'd still be standing just as is. This was, according to the inmates, this was the Motel 6. The other side was the Hilton. They put the worst of the worst over here, mainly trustees on the other side. You'd think this one was built circa 1910. This is the newer of the cell blocks. But these are a foot smaller, and notice there's bars from ceiling to floor. You didn't have as much privacy on the side. Over there you have a window, a brick piece, and then your door, and then brick underneath that, and they were a foot larger. So you always wanted to end up on that side. Plus, the bricks are cooler in the summer and a little bit warmer in the winter. Over here, the metal, oh gosh, solid steel over here. It was not comfy. These were originally built to be one-man cells. That didn't last once Prohibition hit because they're getting all these first-time nonviolent offenders in here, and they turned these into two-man cells. And they told us that for one guy to use the toilet, the other one had to sit down for the other one to be able to get up and use the toilet. It was cramped as heck.
That sucked.
Yeah. They're talking 6 tiers on this side. 50 cells per tier.
Wow.
What was that movie, Silent Hill, where it's like peeling on a wall?
I wonder if that was filmed here.
On one side, we have more cells than Alcatraz. On one side. Oh yeah, I tell people, I'm like, everybody knows something about Alcatraz. The only thing we got on us is that it's on an island, but other than the cells, we got nothing on this side. And honestly, if you were guard walking, you would be walking out. We'd be walking over here closer to the cells.
I'm a good thing I'm a criminal later in life. Could handle the turn-centric times.
But we figured at one point, because you see that we were going to keep this place with confinement, which did not work out. We were going to maybe they probably stored some firewood and stuff in there, but what people often think, no, those are not little solitary cells. But it was literally just cheaper not to fill in with bricks. If you think about it. Yeah, well, and actually the ones on the end with the doors, I found remnants of what looks like, probably some shelves. I bet guards went in there probably 1 year ago and did whatever there. But no, actually, we realized that these fireplaces weren't working. We actually installed a power plant all the way in here and we would come up to these pillars. It would still get, very, very cold in here, very, very hot. That's why you see these are all new windows we just replaced because, and you'll see somewhere where you can tell they're obviously the original. Because the guys were trying to strings and stuff, the batteries.
What was this for?
I'm scared.
It goes to the turret.
Oh, wow.
I'll try a different. Oh, that did not do well.
I have to crawl in there later on tonight.
All the way to the top. All right. Nice.
Out over here, you can actually touch it. It's foamy on the side. Actually, at the base of where we first got up around those stairs,
Oh, yeah.
Dave Batista gets into a fight with a guy down there, and we have it all foamed up down there. And at the base of the stairs on the other cell block.
That's pretty cool.
So if you see any foamy stuff like on things or it feels weird, it's probably left over from them. But look how real they made it look in there,
know.
blending in.
It's that styrofoam insulation.
Yeah, like you can see it on the floor too. See that?
Oh, yeah, it's all padding.
So now when you see, they actually used a bunch of the prison in that movie. Like I watched, I'm going, oh, that's there, that's there. Oh my gosh. I hadn't even seen the other escape plans. I didn't
Well,
know
the
this.
first one was good. The second one, right?
Yeah,
The third one,
I haven't seen the
plot's
third.
kind of but now that you guys have been here,
Now
oh, you're
appreciate
gonna love it. So I had to point that out to you.
Well,
guys.
thank you.
Yeah, all this is padding. They had a fight scene in here, like on the wall part. Is that real? They make it look too?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like
It's
freaking paint
squishy.
peeling. Yeah. And he's like, the
so
floor's like that too.
Really? That's awesome.
Little Sylvester Stallone, 70 years old, still kicking ass.
We'll go down and meet him in Central Garden, guys.
All right, I'm ready to start ghost hunting.
Here's where the infirmary is.
Oh, and they have? Oh, they don't want to do that? What? What?
Look, just sit down.
Let me get this around my wrist. Woo! Man, imagine falling off this shit. Ooh. You be gone.
Artifacts from all the like the prison systems here in Ohio, and for the longest time we had an exact replica of the thing sitting here and stuff. Well, then some of our guys did some digging with the Ohio Historical Society, checked out one of their warehouses, found the real deal electric chair sitting there next to some washers and dryers in an old just in an old warehouse, and we're like, if you guys aren't using that, we'll take it. So they brought in, this is the real deal. 315 people died on this chair, including 3 women. Or is it 4 women? Is it 4? 3 women, yeah, okay, I got it right. For some reason I doubted myself there. So yeah, and actually, part of a lot of people like to ask, can I sit on it? No, part of us, bringing it in, we had to sign some stuff with the state of Ohio. Nobody's allowed to sit in it. Why?
You won't want
Bad juju. Actually, underneath that, there's still fingernail marks underneath that from people gripping onto it. Look at all of us leaning in. We're so sick. I've tried to see it too.
But I'm gonna be laying down, like, right?
Yeah.
Kick your legs and two your legs.
And we even got like the death mask. That's what was put on your face to make sure. That would have been the death mask, which they put over your face to make sure your eyeballs didn't go flying out.
Oh, man.
Oh, go for it, yeah. And in the other room, we even have like the clamps and the sponges. We do have those, I believe.
That's like lethal weapons.
I'll show you really quick. Yeah.
Do they know, like, as it got older, I'm sure, but with the switch or,
No, that person was hidden and they had 2 switches. They didn't know which one was the working one, so nobody had the guilt. But here it is, the clamps and the sponges for it.
Oh, wow.
Oh no, really?
Okay, I'm gonna be that person. Right? Okay, after everybody gets their picture, they don't want a picture without it.
There you go.
Oh, thank you.
oh, light.
Someone did that. There you go.
So yeah, there's the original sponges. You guys know how that works if you've seen the Green Mile.
Okay, right?
Don't forget the sponge. Love it.
Rick.
Love it.
What's up, guys? We are actually on the 2nd tier, and there's like 50 cells in each tier. It's massive. And right here, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, there's an X. And some of the members from TAPS were here, and they heard, I think they got an EVP, or was it,
No.
did they hear it?
A growl.
They heard a growl in this cell, so they marked it to let everybody know. And they also have this little caution tape here to mark it.
Travel, or sound does travel, doesn't it?
It does.
So we're gonna maybe do a little EVP session real quick here.
Yeah.
You wanna take the camera?
Yeah.